Oh my goodness, what a day. You can't believe the dumb thing I just did. Anyway, super late logging in, 12:06. I got to go post the link really quick or people will call the cops. Where's the edit page? I'm going to log in. Oh my gosh, people are going to be, they're already going to be on their day. They're already deciding, well, fooey, I'll go to lunch. Edit page. Got to get the right clicks or otherwise nothing works properly. Go down, Gary. Get it right. Blah, blah, blah. The website is jollyrogerukulele.com. And we meet here every day to learn how to play ukulele instrumentally rather than just with singing. And that most of you are here because you are maybe questioning the importance of singing on a daily basis when you own a ukulele. And so we've been having a nice small group of people showing up every day to learn a little bit more about ukulele and playing it as if it's a real instrument, which it is. All right. Let's see if it's working now. All right. Yep. All right. Making it. Jeez. All right. What a mess. What a mess. Hey, guys. Sorry to be so late today. I had some technical issues. And entirely my fault this time. I hate it when I have to have to admit that. All right, let's get La Cucaracha going. We had a short class today anyway. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're going to kill a cockroach today, and then we are going to be off on our day. So we're not going to kill the cockroach, by the way. The cockroach is going to be just fine. Don't worry your pretty little heads. Let's see. Ukulele, la cucaracha. Oh, it's always in the middle of the alphabet. Everything that I have to look for is always in the L's or the M's. And that way I can't scroll just one way or the other. La cucaracha. Here we go. All right. Oh, this is a fun one. I love this song. All right. Sorry I'm late, guys. Valerie, Evelyn, Donna, Nancy. Yeah, no, the site wasn't the problem. The site was that I had fought my camera this morning because it wouldn't get going, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I switched the USB port and all this, and then I got it up and running. But in the process, I also left open the Logitech software that makes the camera run. And then I was able to go into YouTube the first time, but then I couldn't go in. I tried all these other things, and then I thought I'll just have to turn the computer totally off and start over and see if that helped. And of course, when I closed out the Firefox browser, there's my Logitech software sitting up there, big as day. I'm not a big fan of PCs anymore. I used to be 100% on board with PCs, but these days they've changed it so much. I could not tell that it was running in the background, and so then I just closed that, and everything went fine after that. So 100% on me and Bill Gates for being late today, and I apologize. So yeah, their link is up there now, and we take a deep breath. We drink a sip of cold coffee. It's the other thing that's a tragedy. I didn't get to Starbucks. So, you know what we're going to do? In order to get my act together today, we're going to make this class short and sweet, and then I'm going to run down to Starbucks and come back. How about that? And then I'll be in better, my head will be in the right place. We're doing Take Me Home Country Roads for the 1 o'clock class, the class after this one, whatever time it is for you. And I played through it. I don't know how many times this morning. I'm quite pleased with the arrangement. So hopefully you guys will join me for that. Now, La Cucaracha. Okay. You got the piece of paper in front of you, and it looks like once there was a little cockroach. She was born without a leg. Oh, right? That's what it looks like. That's not how we're going to play it, though. We're going to play it as dun 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 dun. Okay, so today, you know how we always. This is me. I talk all tough on the outside, but I'm a big smush ball on the inside, and I like to have songs that are really soft and beautiful, and not quite John Denver soft and beautiful, but up there, right? So in that ballpark of pretty. Um, But every now and then we got to work on a piece of music that doesn't want to do that. And La Cucaracha is that. So today we're going to be pulling on the all four. So you're going to take all four, thumb, index, middle, ring, and you're going to go. Okay. So I want you to push kind of hard on them. Don't tear them out of the ukulele now. Be a little careful, but you want to hit them with a little bit of a non-ukulele evilness, right? Okay, and what we're working on here, the song is about a cockroach, and she's dancing with one leg, or she's missing one leg anyway. Okay, that's what a cockroach sounds like when they're missing a leg. That's the soundtrack to the cockroach world. Okay, so now let's get our G chord on. Right there. Okay, and the only other chord in the piece is a D chord. Dun, 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 dun. So you're going to go from this chord to this chord, D. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 dum. Okay, and then the second half is dun, 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 dun. Ba-da, 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 bum. Okay. All right, it's bada 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 bum. Okay, and so it'll be fun. Okay, be a little brave. We're going to play ukulele in a way we don't usually do it, and we're going to end in a way that might make you a tiny bit nervous, right? Because we're going to be kind of rough on the strings, but not break your strings rough, but definitely aggressive on them. Okay, so what we want is that chord. And we'll sing just a little bit so you kind of know what's going on here. Okay, give me one big mean strum per measure, and we'll see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once there was a little cockroach. She was born without a leg. Oh, all she wanted was to dance. Oh, dance a jig while music played. Okay, so the one's not enough, right? That doesn't feel like a cockroach. So let's do it twice, two times in each measure. Go. But that little, let me do it again. Boom. But that little bitty cockroach, she was chased out every door. But the music always charmed her, and she danced again today. The little cockroach, the little cockroach. Put on 2 there, that's kind of fun. All she wanted was to dance. She didn't mind that her leg was missing. Bum, bum. When she heard the music play, the little cockroach, the little cockroach, dun, dun, and danced a jig while music played. Her joyful heart leapt, her teary eye wept. Bum, bum. Then they chased her out the door. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. It gets better when we get to the tough acts. Okay, so getting the rhythm right, you could do four beats, right, if you wanted to. Once there was a little cockroach. She was born without a Lego. All she wanted was to dance. Oh, dance a jig while music played. Okay, so mess it up. If you're a singer, obviously, you want to goof around with different textures and different ideas always. But particularly on this song, dancing cockroach missing a leg, right? And she's a sweet little thing. They sweep her out of the house. She hears the music. She runs back in, starts dancing around. She loves music. Okay, and point of musical background on this piece, the folk tunes, as you know, from every culture are, there's no exact right way to do anything. And so when I was researching this piece, there's 57 different ways of going about playing this. And I had to decide, well, I'm going to come up with the definitive La Cucaracha, which is what you have in front of you. And because I don't speak Spanish, I wanted to convert, use English words. So my words here are pretty close to exactly what the song is about, but I had to, of course, had to make quite a bit of changes in terms of getting the syllable singable. So what I have here is a very singable piece in English based on the general idea of the song in Spanish. And so, what I couldn't believe, what I still amazes me when I go to folk music from some cultures like Ireland or Scotland, there is 5,000 versions that are all in sheet music, all ready to play, really easy to put stuff together. When I go to some other cultures, anything in South America, anything in Mexico, um, nothing in India, it's just much harder to find sheet music sometimes, which is, I think, partly Google is set up where they make it difficult. But I also think there's just less interest in getting this stuff down on paper in some of these other cultures. And I think this is one of those songs. So what we're playing is kind of a Garyified version of Cucaracha, and I do think it'll be fun, right? I don't think that, I know that this is a fun arrangement, and you could probably turn it into something that you can bring the neighborhood kids over and turn it into a really fun thing. Okay, hey Melissa, welcome back. What was she doing? What was Melissa up to? Why was she late? All right, now let's run through the melody. Make sure you know how the song goes. It's in G, so probably you're going to start in second position. That's just sort of, there's unlikely to be any ones in there. And sure enough, as I'm peeking through there isn't a single one anywhere. So play it in second position. Save yourself a little bit of work. Okay, from the top, remember we have that one beat rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 5, 2. Let's go long note there. 5, 5, whoops, 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, 0. 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 0, 3, 0. 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3. Go back to the top. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 5, 2. 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, 5. God darn it. 5, 3, 0. 2, 2, 2, 2, 0, 0, 2, 3, 0, 0. 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3. And now you're in the second ending. Remember, let's talk about repeats very quickly. That last three we just played is the second ending. So that's in measure 9. Okay. Make sure that you're really getting comfy with that. That's we talk about a lot, but I always feel like even some of my more long-term musicians, they're like, all right, I don't know what he's talking about with repeats. It hurts my head. It hurts everybody's head. So when you come down to 8, the first time you see above 8, there's a bracket above it, measure number 8 with a 1 in front of it. That means, hey, we're going to play into that the first time. And then the second time you come through, you skip measure 8 and you go to measure 9. Okay. And then, because you see the 2 there. So then we're going to play all the way down to into measure 17, which again says 1. You're going to hit that the first time through 17, and then you're going to come back to 10. That's what's weird here. See the forward repeat on measure 10, that takes you to that's what you go back to. It's the 10. So you're not going to go back to the top of the song, and so make sure you've marked that with your highlighter. Okay. Then what we want to do is the second time you come through on the bottom half of the song, you skip 17 and play 18 and 19. Okay. All right. Let's give it a try. We'll make this go away. Hold on one sec. All right. So. Yeah. All right. So let's go with La Cucaracha. Play from the top. Let's just play the first part again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. From the top. back to 10. I gotta hit my thing. And that's it. Okay, so fun piece of music, right? I hope you love it. It's been on Looney Tunes cartoons forever, and so now you have it. Okay, now here's where fun thing. Here's where it gets a little crazy. We're gonna play this tough uke. Usually it's which is fine. It's absolutely fine to play it that way, but that's not the meaning behind the song. Let's play with. Grab all 4 strings, okay, and then be aggressive on those strings. Blomp. Okay, and when I'm doing staccato playing, which is what I'm doing, trying to just get real bright and then back down, I'm doing a couple things. One, I'm lifting up, I'm not taking my fingers off the string. I'm just loosening them up to get the sound to stop. And then I'm also bringing this hand back down to stop any strings I don't happen to be holding at the moment. So if we do that first 2 measures again, here's what you would get. Let me take this pinky off. Okay, that's what we're after. So we want to get that cockroach feeling. If you want to play thumb and soft and pretty, you can, but we're learning a new technique here, and the technique is designed to be completely different than Las Mañanitas, which is very soft and beautiful. Okay, all right, let's play down through measure 8, and then we'll check in and we'll make sure everybody's with us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what you're getting. Okay, I made a ton of mistakes because I was like, oh shoot, I forgot. It's D7 followed by the D, right? So measure 4. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so that's a lot of work there, and hopefully we can get it right. Let's do from measure 1 and one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Second ending. 3. Page 2. Grab your D chord. Back to 10. Second ending. And then we probably worked on this before, but a bar on 7, pinky on 10, and nice aggressive pluck. Okay, So what we're doing is playing staccato style, and no, very rarely do ukulele players talk about that. But you got an instrument that actually supports it quite readily. And anytime you want to either do a comic song or you want to do song that's got a where the rhythm is real important, like in this song. Or really just an opportunity to play something different on ukulele once in a while. Absolutely, clunk clunk clunk. And again, it's the staccato. There's two choices, right? You pull this up, you got to put these back down right on the string. Now you're playing staccato, bum 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 bum, instead of soft, right, where we combine the notes here. Most of the time, we're talking about combining notes, but in this song, we're talking about a different technique, and so that's what we're working on there. Questions, comments, or concerns about that? Patiently wait. Everybody's at home going. Right? I'm going to wait just another minute, see if anybody has something fascinating to say. If you hate that, right, you're like, I am never going to do that. That is terrible. That makes my ukulele sound bad. Try it with just soft, right? It works. It's fine. Hey, Christine. Sneaking in behind Lynn. Hey, Lynn, you go in front. If he yells at me, you get in trouble, okay? So I find it slow going from 223 to 220. Yeah, yet another technique, right? And this is something that goes directly into music theory. Our chord is D. Whoops. But the melody is a 3. So all of a sudden it feels like a D7, right? And then you got to jump over here. Okay. D and D7. When you're playing in the key of G, I use my numbers, G, A, B, C, D. Those two numbers go together. Two letters go together. Anytime you're in G, D's coming along for the ride. And when it's on your pinky, it can be a D or a D7. And so you're likely to find those anytime you're playing in G. You're going to find this or a D or a D7. And I do think, yeah, when you first encounter it, you're like, oh gosh. But the song sort of lends itself to letting you do that. And you might not want to play it at my speed, but if you took it slow, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum. Okay, you get the same effect. You're just playing it slower, and that gives you a little bit more time to teach your hand that move. As I talk about, I hope I talk about it plenty in here. Knowing how to do your chords and being able to get from one to the other are two completely separate skill sets. So knowing that you have a D7 followed by a D is important, but having a strategy in your hands to teach them how to do it correctly and quickly is a different skill. So you're going to go, all right, I'm at this chord. What if I just rotate around on my index finger? And then I only got to place these two afterwards. And then just do it a million times. Okay, hands. This is the weird thing we're going to do on this song. So that's what I'm doing there. Yeah. And I think one of the things that I know I certainly never did, and I have very rarely seen any of my students do it, is do that. Practice from this chord to this chord to this chord to this chord, this chord, this chord, this chord, pinky. Because the challenge with putting a chord on isn't putting the chord on. The challenge is putting the chord on in time. And the way you teach your hand how to do that is by just going over the chords a bunch of times until your hand's like, okay, I see what you're up to here. Hands are very conservative. They do not like new ideas at all. They are not. Your hands are not progressives. And what they want is to do only the things that they've already done in the past. And so when you're teaching them a new skill, you sometimes have to sit down and say, all right, fingers. On this song, in measure 2, you're going to go dum, 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 dum. In measure 4, you're going to go bum, 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 bum. And just teach them a few times and then go through, and I think you'll find it. I think it'll smooth it out a little bit. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, Lynn was late today. Goodness sakes. Christine was late. What the heck's going on out there, people? Hey, Christine, good to see you. And what about D and then adding the pinky? What about D? Oh, you could do that. Absolutely. You could. Yeah. Obviously, the reason we can't just do pinky to another bar is then the melody's wrong. But you could. That makes sense. That's another way of doing it. I don't think there's a downside to that either, Lynn. I think it makes perfect sense. I think, yeah, that's smart, right? Yeah, I think it's fine. You're not breaking any rules. We won't fight you over that. So then you just pick up, yeah, and then you can just pick up the pinky. Makes sense. Yeah, very smart. Economy of motion. Excellent. Great suggestion on the chord change. Yeah, and so I don't think, and throughout the rest of the song, everything else is pretty straightforward, right? At the end, make sure when you're in the key of G, that almost always, especially on a comic song, you're going to jump up here to 7, okay, and pinky on 10. Okay, that's also a G chord. And remember, why is that a G chord, Gary? That seems weird. Why can't we just use this G chord? You can, but for something fun, it gives you the high G. And remember, this shape here, we use it all the time in instrumental ukulele. It's a G here, but if I move it back 2, it's an F. If I move it back 3 to the second fret, it's a D. And here's what's magical. If I move it back 2 more, it's just a C chord. That's all you're playing. Playing this C chord, right? And then you slide it up to 2, and it's a D chord. Slide it up 2 more, you got an E. 1 more, you got an F. And 2 more, you got a G. Very handy little arrangement. You're going to be doing that shape probably in every song that we do. And so helpful, right? Christine is down. Yeah, these movable chords, when we first learn a chord, we're like, all right, that's G chord. I'm good with that. I don't need any more G chords. And then Gary says, well, yeah, but you also have this G chord. That's going to turn out to be pretty handy. And then you got that G chord. That's going to be one we use quite a bit. And, and so just as our discussion, I think it was yesterday, maybe, with D7, you have this D7, which is the one you use when you go to the strum along and you don't really care. You use this D7, which shows up in La Cucaracha, and it's actually really a nice arrangement of a D7. And then, of course, at 5, you also have the A7 shape. You take A7, move it up 2, it's a B7, move it up 1 more, it's a C7, move it up 2 more, it's a D7. So those shapes are going to end up being a part of how we end up arranging music, because the music's going to come up, because we don't have enough notes down here. On guitar, I can arrange something and everything stays down here because I got lots of notes down here. But on ukulele, I have a very limited number of useful notes. So there's I have no option but to start creeping up the neck to use some of these other notes up here. And that inevitably means those bar chords are going to start playing a more and more role. That's why we work on that Make It Better bar worksheet every Friday, to just get your hands strong and get you feeling like, yeah, bar chords are part of what I do. Sounds pretty. Love the movable chords. All right, so that's it, guys. I'm going to cut it early. I do really want to run down and get a cup of coffee. I've had one of those days. So I'm going to cut you loose today. Remember, tomorrow is concert. So we are going to play tomorrow. When you come in, we will play Make a Better bar worksheet. Go make sure you have that printed out and ready to go. We will be playing key of C arpeggio. That's the one from Monday. Pretty tough going on that one. We'll play it nice and slow, but it is essential that piece becomes something that you understand. Amazing Grace, not terribly hard, very beautiful. Happy Birthday, not terribly beautiful. And kind of hard. La Cucaracha, we will be focusing in on that staccato plucking. And then, of course, we'll play Las Mañanitas, trying to make it sound as beautiful and as flowing as we can. And then our stretch piece, the tough one for the week, is 5'2". So hopefully all of those pieces will come together for you. Be aware if you are newer, Las Mañanitas and 5'2" are really not meant for you. Okay, those are really book 2 pieces, and so if you're struggling on those, just play those melody lines. That's really what you should do. Basically, I try to talk to people all the time, and they're like, "Well, I want to play the tough fugue." Well, I do too, but maybe we're not quite ready for that. Maybe your hands are just not quite ready for that. You should always be ready to play melody on every single song, and I would absolutely spend a lot of, if I'm newer, spending as much time as I could playing melody. I think it'll make you feel proud of what comes out of your ukulele, and then it gives you the option of singing. If you're a singer, you're like, well, playing melody is fine. I can go through and find out where my voice is supposed to be, but I'm going to actually be singing by using the chords, and then that's a different activity. Those of you who hate singing should do some chord work as well, but don't sacrifice all of the other work just to work on tough fugue all the time, which is what I do, and that's why I'm not good. No, I'm okay, but it's not. But yeah, you want to practice all of the different ways. So there we go. All right, guys, thanks for letting me rush you out of here. I got a coffee issue, and so I got to take care of that. So I will be back at 1 o'clock or whatever time that is yours. We're fixing John Denver. I goofed him up yesterday, and so he's fixed today. So you guys might want to run over and check out the John Denver sheets. So I'll see you all tomorrow for concert. Christine, better be first in the door, Christine. You were last in the door today. So that way, on average, you're in the middle of the pack. And that's where we want to live our lives, right? Evelyn, always good to see you. Melissa, thanks for being here. Love seeing you. Brigitte. Yeah, right. We always, you probably get me at this point, right? I want to find all of the possible ways to play a song, and then I want to pick what I think is the best, depending on where my head is on the day. So, all right, guys, I'm going to yank the plug. I will see you in a little bit. I'm going to run and go get a cup of coffee. Anybody need anything? All right, I'll see you in a little while.